What is up, my string beans, and welcome back to another episode of Stoneblock 4 here in our server, where currently I'm the only one here. It's kind of late at night, I got off work and I was like, you know what, it's video time. But here I am, trying to continue up this pack, or we're trying to finish this up. All right, so here's a couple things that we got to do, or what we did in the last episode was this stuff. We did the A2 quantum computer and the matrix crafter. So we did this, and this is the finished product right in here, this big old room. And we can come over here and see we got our quantum computer in here. We also did some just dire things automation. There we go. So I did set it up right here, but later on I found out that I should probably have two of them, one for the solids and one for the liquids, because I was noticing let me see, as this craft was trying to get done, the time fluid, it was like ending up where like the crafting status wasn't finishing, and it was like needing 4 buckets of like some sort of fluid. And I'm assuming what was happening was that it was trying to place it was placing the fluid while at the same time it was placing a solid to try to do like the solid crafting, or like something like that was happening, and it was actually deleting the fluid, so I was never getting it. So once I separated them, I've been trying out a couple things, a couple different crafts, making sure that we have time fluid and like all this other stuff, because we can come over here, grab our time wand, and then we go to time fluid, and then shift left click, and all the fluid goes in here, and then it'll say, oh hey, we need more time fluid. And so because yeah, it'll say we need more time fluid, because I have a requester always requesting at least 100 buckets in batches of 25. So now it's making 25 batches, and it just finished up. So now it's doing all the solids and it's doing the liquids here. So I'm pretty sure that was the problem, but we fixed that up. Let's see, and then we did the particle accelerator. So we did this bad boy right here, and this has been working pretty great because I've been testing out getting a bunch of plutonium and stuff. So I could be like, oh, I want 20 of them, and it'll start crafting. Go on, little guy. And there we go. So there's that. And yeah, it just keeps on crafting, and everything's been pretty good so far with our particle accelerator. So we'll get out of here because that's a lot of noise. And then we did a bunch of dungeons. Let me see, the quest book here, bounty board. Yeah, we went to go kill the nether monstrosity. We went to go look at this frosted prison, which was pretty cool. We went to the ice spider den. Let me get out of here. Freaking particle acceleration and stuff. But today we're going to be working on draconic evolution, the Fissile fuel, and oh my god, you are so loud. Can we audio? Is it like blocks? Or what is it? Are the creatures ambient? Let's bring that down. I don't know. But we're almost done, I assume, right? We just gotta make one more. Oh, we gotta make 2 more. Okay. But what we're gonna do, I made this room over here, and this room is where we're gonna be doing draconic evolution. We can do it like in a corner over here, and then we got to set up Fissile fuel. We could set up over here, and then here's we'll probably set it up over here, because right over here we'll probably have the supercritical phase shifter. And this is what I set. Yep, there you go. Nice autocraft, all done. This is where I set up. I did some mathing and stuff like that, and this is where we're going to set up our reactor. So you can actually go to a control rod assembly, and you can right click it, and you can this is a mod called Just Enough Mechanism Multi-Blocks, and so you can like plan out how you want to build it. And I've been messing with all the numbers, and I want to get a burn rate of at least 250, because I want to get this antimatter out of here like pretty quickly. And this is going to be 250 millibuckets per tick, so we're talking a bucket's worth in good time. So there's a lot to do. We'll go ahead and get right into it, and we'll start off with making Fissile fuel. So Fissile fuel it's like this long, grueling process, which if you've done enough time, it's not too crazy, but to like new people, it can be. So it's going to start off with, well, we're going in reverse actually. So not start off with, but starting off in reverse. To make the fissile fuel, we got to get it an isotopic centrifuge, and we have to put uranium hexafluoride in here. So in order to get uranium hexafluoride, right, in a chemical infuser, we got to infuse 2 liquids. So that's why I have a chemical infuser here, and this is pretty much the setup that it's going to be. We'll probably do it with a bunch of quantum entanglometers. I think I want to do it with. Let's put this over here. I know what we're doing. And we'll go backwards and keep going along, because here we got uranium oxide. So in this chemical infuser right here, so all infusers are basically you're taking 2 chemicals and combining them together to get one. So here you'll see 3 chemical infusers where it's taking 2 chemicals, combining it into one, and then it's going to take 2 chemicals, combine it into one, and then here it's taking 2 chemicals and combining it into one as well, or again. So we'll kind of go down it. It's going to be a lot of mumbo jumbo, and like some of it may not make sense, but it's it is what it is. So to get the uranium hexafluoride, you got to get uranium oxide, and to do that, we're going to oxidize some yellow cake uranium. So that's why we have an oxidizer right here. And what we're going to be doing, or how we get yellow cake uranium, is just you enrich uranium. So enrich the uranium, comes into yellow cake, oxidize it, and it's uranium oxide, and it's going to come over here and sit for chemical 1. And then chemical 2, yep, uranium oxide. Chemical 2 is going to be hydrofluoric acid. So in this chemical dissolution chamber, we're going to make hydrofluoric acid. And we're going to get hydrofluoric acid by melting fluorite gems with sulfuric acid. So we're just going to put gems in here, and now we got to make the sulfuric acid. So inside here, we're going to make the sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. It's always fun to play with sulfuric acid. So this is how we make sulfuric acid. We're going to get water vapor and sulfur trioxide. So it's really easy to get water vapor, is that we're just going to get water, which is a liquid, and we're going to decondense the liquid into a gaseous form. So it's going to become water vapor. And so that's why you got to make sure decondensentrate is here, and you can toggle this condensentrate and decondensentrate. And you can always think about these in the form of matter, seeing as how, you have liquids, solids, gases, and then, there's the plasma, I guess. But solid is going to be your most condensed, and then you have liquid, which is a little less condensed, and then liquid and gases are interchangeable because you can condense one or decondense it. So you think of steam, right? So once you have steam and you condense it, it'll turn into water. So kind of the same thing. We're going to get water and we're going to decondense it and get water vapor, quote steam, whatever. So that's just the water vapor right there. So that's that half of the sulfuric acid. And then we got to get sulfur trioxide, which we're going to get sulfur trioxide in this machine here. So it's going to make sulfur trioxide, put it into here, mix it with water vapor, get sulfuric acid, melt down the fluorite to get sulfuric fluorite or some shit. Something like that, right? Hydrofluoric acid. So you can kind of follow along now that you have it, now that you can see it kind of visually here. So let's go back to the sulfur trioxide. So to get sulfur trioxide, it's pretty easy. You're going to get oxygen, which in an electrolytic separator, you're going to get H2O, which is water, dihydrogen monoxide, and you're going to separate it into hydrogen and oxygen. And then you can dump the hydrogen because it's whatever. You don't really need it for this purpose, right? So that's where you're going to get the oxygen from. And then you get the sulfur dioxide from oxidizing sulfur dust. So just like how we were oxidizing yellow cake uranium, we're going to oxidize sulfur, which is going to turn into sulfur dioxide. So that's two oxygen, right? Sulfur dioxide, sulfur 2 oxygen, and you're going to mix it with oxygen to make it sulfur 3 oxygen, and you're going to bring over the sulfur 3 oxygen, and you're going to mix it with more water, which is basically dihydrogen monoxide plus the sulfur 3 oxygen, and it's going to make sulfuric acid. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing here, but we're going to do it a little janky with quantum entanglements. So we're going to move this, and we're going to have a bunch of machines here. We'll start right here. So what I'd like to do is start off by oxidizing some sulfur, right? So we're going to put this right here. We're going to pretend that's right there. And what we're going to do is set it up in a way that we can keep stacking machines, because every step here isn't going to be like perfectly into one another. Like sometimes we won't be making enough sulfuric acid to melt down the fluorite, or what if we don't have enough we're not oxidizing enough yellow cake yellorium. So we're gonna set it up in a way that we can like stack these machines to compensate for whatever else we need. So this is gonna be our first one, right? And we're gonna take sulfur and we're gonna put it in this bad boy, and we're gonna get sulfur dioxide. So what I'd like to do is that this is going to be water 2, private mode. This is going to be sulfur. And what I like to do with all of these is just turn off all the sides and then go to the ones that I know that I need, right? So, whoops. So this is going to be sulfur, and it's going to be an item, and we want to output the item directly into this thing. So somewhere like over there or somewhere in my base, I need to be pumping sulfur into a quantum entangler, and it'll put sulfur in here. So we got to set up the machine as well. We're going to go that items, it's going to input items from the left, and then we'll be providing power as well, probably through like every chemical. So then we'll do... Actually, hold on. I actually want to get these in the bottom. So now this one is going to be... What are we making? Sulfur dioxide. So we'll go sulfur dioxide. And we're going to clear all the things here. And it is a chemical, so we're going to input from the top, because we're going to go... No, not chem. Pressure. They're called pressure tubes. And then for this, we're going to output to the right. So now we'll have sulfur dioxide down in here. Let's get some logistic cables. And you're actually going to... You are sulfur, right? Sulfur... And you're an item, you're going to output to the top. There we go. And we'll have it like that. So now, if we ever need more sulfur dioxide, we can put down another chemical oxidizer, make sure it's inputting items to the left and outputting chemicals to the right, and then just add pipes up. And that's pretty much how I want to do this. So now we have the sulfur dioxide. Right, we're making the sulfur dioxide right here, and now we have to put it into this guy. So this will be... Do I put a space in between? Yes. So now we're going to put that this is going to be the sulfur dioxide. And I know they're right next to each other, but for purposes to like have everything make sense of a single machine, we're going to have it like this. So this is going to output sulfur dioxide, and we're going to put it into this chemical infuser. So that means this is going to go right here, and we're going to move this rotary condensator real quick. We're going to put it right there. So now we put a pressurized tube here, and let's make sure that we're not getting any items, and we're going to get an input 1. So this will be sulfur dioxide. We will output to the top, and this is a pressurized tube. Why aren't you connecting? Sulfur dioxide, a chemical, output. Oh, that's not the top. Okay, we need to output to, I guess, the front. which is this little guy right here. So just make sure you're looking at the pictures, right? And then this will be, what did we need to make over here? Oxygen. So we're going to put this right here. This is going to be oxygen. And we're going to clear everything again. And let's put a pressurized tube there so that we can see the chemicals. It's going to output the oxygen. Once we get it, it's going to go right there. And then the sulfur dioxide and the oxygen will come together to make sulfur trioxide. And we'll put a pressurized tube there so that we can put, once we clear everything, because that makes it easier on my head to see that we're not getting anything else. And we just want input. So there you go. There's that machine. And then we'll just like stack them, right? And we can apply power in the back. So that's that one, right? And so now what we got to do is provide oxygen. So let's get this little guy, and it'll go right here. And what we can do is we can look to see that water is going to split into hydrogen and oxygen, right? Hydrogen is going to go into this blue one, and oxygen is going to go into this teal/cyan one, whatever color you think that guy is. I'm not a colorologist. And so what we got to do is we need the oxygen, but not the hydrogen. So I want to put the output 2 is actually going to be on the left. So we will go, we're going to disable all these real quick. And we're going to put that the chemicals, let's put a pressurized tube here real quick. And we're going to put that chemicals to the left. We're going to put output 2. And then we can probably come over here and set up water, which is going to be a mechanical guy, which we should probably set up some recipes for because I'm going to need more of these. So then we should be able to come over to the ultimate ones right there. Say I want like 100, and it'll make a bunch. Okay. So this is going to be water. So we'll set you up like water right there, and going to disable all the things. And water is obviously a fluid, right? So we're going to output it up, and then this needs to input fluids in the front, and then we're going to dump the excess of that. Okay, so there we go. Now we have water turning into oxygen that will come into here. So oxygen and sulfur dioxide is going to make sulfur trioxide. So that finishes break that. So that breaks, or that finishes this line that was right here. So now let's go ahead and make water vapor, because that should be pretty easy. And we're just going to go right here. We're going to put water. Water is going to be coming out of this guy. Water, we'll put, we got some more mechanical guys. So water is a fluid, and it will output directly to the top, and it will go into this rotary condensator. So let's get all of these things turned off real quick. And water is a fluid, so we're going to input it, and then we're going to decondense it. So we turn water into water vapor, and we're going to put, once it's a water vapor, it's going to be a chemical, so it'll output to the right, and this is going to be water vapor. And again, let's go ahead and get rid of all these things. And water vapor is going to be a gas. So it's water vapor, chemical input. So water vapor should go into there. And we have water vapor is a chemical outputting to there. Okay, good. Next, we'll set up 3 more, because now we have to get that water vapor and the sulfur dioxide and mix them together to make sulfur trioxide. So it's going to be all gases, just like this. So this will be, how do we want to do this? let's look at the recipe. We're gonna make sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide. So we want oxygen to oxygen. No, this is making sulfur trioxide. So then we get the sulfur trioxide. So now we're making sulfur. Oh, we're making sulfuric acid now. Okay, so sulfuric trioxide will come out of this one. And let's clear all the stuff. So it's going to be a chemical outputting up. And then we need water vapor. And we clear all the stuff to make sure nothing else, nothing else is happening. So we output up. And then this one needs to be called sulfuric acid. And let's clear all of the stuff. And it is a chemical to input from the top. And let's make sure that you are output on, auto eject on, output auto eject on, and then sulfuric acid comes in here. So there you go. That takes care of all that. So look at that. We're actually getting pretty close. We're getting pretty close to being finished already. So now we get the sulfuric acid, which this will be sulfuric acid. And we need to put the sulfuric acid into this chemical dissolution chamber. So sulfuric acid will come out of here. Some items will come out of here. And then some gas will go right there. So we're going to put that we need to melt the fluorite with sulfuric acid. So let's go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. The chemicals, we're going to do an input. We're going to input sulfuric acid from the left. So this is going to be sulfuric acid. Click on all these. And what we want to do is that the sulfuric acid is going to auto output into here. And then we want to put that fluorite, right? Fluorite, yes. So we're going to set a fluorite channel, and fluorite is an item. So we're going to go item, and we're going to output the items, and we want to input items on the right side. So the fluorite comes into here, sulfuric acid comes over here, then we melt it all down, and we get the hydrofluoric acid. Let's see how to spell that. Hydrofluoric acid. Okay, so this needs to be hydrofluoric acid. Here we go. And we will put, we're going to empty all that. And hydrofluoric acid is a chemical, so let's input hydrofluoric acid into there. All right, so hydrofluoric acid comes into here. Let's work on this side first. So let's go like this and like this. And we're going to put an enrichment chamber right here. And this is, I don't know, this is a little much, but I kind of like it. Okay, so now what we got to do is we have to get uranium. So this is going to be a uranium one. Uranium. And you're going to be an item. You're going to output the uranium, and we will input uranium from the left, and it will enrich it, and then we will output automatically, and in here it will be yellow cake. Please do not try to eat the yellow cake. And yellow cake is an item that we need to input, and it just goes in there. So now we do this guy, and we now need to oxidize the yellow cake. So this is going to be yellow cake, and we would like... Can you shut up over there? We're gonna go... Yeah, be quiet. Okay, so we're going to take the yellow cake and we will output it to the top. I believe, right? Yes. We will input the yellow cake, which is an item. And then once we have the oxidized, it's going to be uranium oxide because we're oxidizing the yellow cake, right? It's going to output the chemical uranium oxide, and it's going to go into here. Uranium oxide. And we'll do turning everything off. Once again, and it's going to be a chemical. So we input the uranium oxide into here. All right, last piece of the puzzle. Almost, sort of. We're going to go right here. And we're going to mix some more stuff. Right, that looks good. And then we can put this like right here, which will just output its gas directly in there. Okay. So we made this go all the way around the room. That's pretty cool. Okay, so now we're going to make the last thing before it turns into fissile fluid. We're making uranium hexafluoride. So in order to make the uranium hexafluoride, we need hydrofluoric acid over here. So we have hydrofluoric acid. Remember, turn everything off just because it makes me feel better. We need to output hydrofluoric acid. And then we also need to output the uranium oxide. Do the thing. Uranium oxide now needs to go into here. And we do, in fact, have input, input, and then output. We don't need any items. And it will now output uranium hexafluoride. So uranium hexafluoride. Hexfluoride. Sure. And we're going to put that we are now chemical inputting uranium hexafluoride. Okay, and then the very last thing, we will now put that uranium hexafluoride is outputting this way, and we want to input the uranium hexafluoride. And there we go, that's all of it. Now, we have to provide power to everything. Oh, this doesn't look right. What is this? This needs to be oxygen. Did I not set you? Oxygen, right? Because water comes in through here, oxygen goes out there. All right, so now we have to look at how do we want to power all these machines. And we can go ahead. We can power everything through this, and we can use facades. We can power into the back with some gates. And here's what we'll do. We're going to do like this, just so that we can see where everything is. And here's what we'll do. This little thing like this. And then right here, right? No, this one. Did I accidentally break some of this? Yeah. So then that means... let me out. We want... We want to power some stuff like this. Okay, so we need... This power goes right there, power goes there, 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 there. And there's definitely better ways to power things, but You know, you do what you want. Wait, that's not. We don't need pressurized tubes. We need powered. There we go. Power goes there. Let's get power all around here, and then we'll put some gates right here. We'll put one gate here, two gate here, and we're going to put that this is channel 2, and then another gate here, and this is channel 3, because we do have all those different channels of power. Here. Beautiful power. There we go. So now everything's powered up. Let's get some aluminum so we can put these bad boys back. The aluminum that I messed up. And we'll facade a bunch of aluminum so that we can do this. Get this all good. And now that power is going to be like readily available here, once we just add a machine, add the pipes, add the power, and it'll stack up. And what's nice is that there's like a small buffer inside each one of the quantum entanglometers, and it'll be a buffer of the exactly like what we have listed in there. Here we go. So now what we're gonna do is provide all those items with a quantum entanglomer. We're going to come over here, and we're going to find this little guy, and we want to put this here. And we're going to put export buses. We're going to put 2, maybe even 3. That's not where I want it. I want it right here. Cable. Okay, and so what we'll do here is that on this guy... Oh, that's right. I'm going to need a whole bunch of different ones. That's okay. We can put another one right here and another one right there. Okay, so this guy is going to be water. We're going to put that we want water into the quantum entanglomer network. So we're going to put input here, and we're going to say... Oh, hold on, let me get some acceleration cards as well. So that goes there, that goes there. And then we want water to go right there, and water into this guy. So now we should see that this thing should fill with water. There we go. Nice. And then we do that this one is going to be sulfur. This is the item sulfur. So we go items, input, and we want to export sulfur. And then we're also going to want to export block of fluorites, and we also want to export uranium. So this one is the sulfur one. So now we should be able to see that this thing is getting some sulfur right there. Okay, I see that's getting sulfur. And then we'll do this one. So we did the sulfur. Let's do uranium. Wrong button. Okay, so it's an item, and we are inputting uranium. Hold on. So the uranium needs to go here. That's getting sulfur. Good. So now this should start getting uranium. Neat. And then we need one more. And this one is going to be blocks of fluorite. So we have actual fluorite right there. And we're doing blocks of fluorite because we can see that in a chemical dissolution chamber, 900 millibuckets is going to get us 9,000. So that'll be, it'll be like a 1-for-1, you know, because like a block is using 9 here. But because we're going to be using gas upgrades or like chemical upgrades, we'll actually be saving. So what did I say? What we're doing? This is fluorite. Oh, I know what was going on. Okay, so fluorite is an item that we want to input, and we want a crafting card as well because we need to craft the blocks. So we want to do that, and then we also need to teach it that we can make blocks of fluorite like that. So now, with this, once I see that there is in fact blocks of fluorite stacking up in here, there we go. We should see, honestly, we should see that we have fissile fuel. And of course we don't. What is going on? Oh, what the fuck? What happened here? Logic right there. Wait, no. This needs to be gas. So gas, where's the gas? Oh! Right there. Pressurized tube. Okay, so here we have sulfur dioxide, which means sulfur dioxide is in here, and oxygen is going in here, which means this needs to be oxygen. Why are we not outputting oxygen? What the fuck happened? Okay, you're being silly. So let's turn all of you off. I thought I set this one. Okay, chemicals, we need to input oxygen, so then output oxygen, and we get sulfur trioxide, and we got water vapor. We got water vapor building up in here. From the water vapor, so then water vapor, sulfur trioxide, which is coming into here to make the sulfuric acid, which sulfuric acid is coming out of here, and the blocks of fluoride are coming out, and we're making hydrofluoric acid. So then here we should be getting yellow cake uranium. Uranium is going into here to make the yellow cake uranium. And then the yellow cake uranium is getting oxidized to make the uranium oxide. So then we get the uranium oxide and the hydrofluoric acid over here. So hydrofluoric acid, uranium oxide. I see you flashing. Comes over here to make this hexafluoride. And then the hexafluoride comes out of here and makes fissile fuel. Here we go! Woo! So there's that. So there's that monstrosity. And we do have all these upgraded to the 8x right here. So 8x, and it's muffled. And this also 8x. This guy should be good. We're dumping all the excess hydrogen. And we have all that taken care of. Okay. Then speed, okay. Double checking, everything's good. And we have a shit ton of sulfuric acid. So what we're going to do now is just put that we're outputting, or that we're going to do this. Do this. And then right here. And I'm just going to go around changing all these pipes to do like more draw. Right there. And then the water comes out, goes in here. This comes out, goes in. Out, in. Out, in. Out. In. Sulfuric acid goes right there. And that goes right there. So now we can see that we're making this a lot better. So did you see how it like filled up and it wasn't like filling up? So by putting that this is pumping in, we're pumping in hydrofluoric acid, like actually pumping it and not just it kind of goes out. That goes like that. Just gonna go around fixing all these. There we go. And then we can just stack things, stack machines on top, seeing, you know, as we need fit, or as we see fit. Which we might need to make more, because you can see we're getting a whole shit ton of hydrofluoric acid, but our yellow cake uranium is really slow, so we might add more of these machines. But let's that's enough of all of that. Let's move on to actually making our reactor, because we have the fissile fuel. Now we got to burn it, right? So let's get rid of all this. And if we looked, I wanted to burn at least 250, and I set up it's a 13 by 13 by 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here it is, and we can now go look at the costs, and we're going to need 502 reactor glass. So let's go ahead and get 500. Yep, there we go. And you can see that I have in fact built a shit ton of this already. We're going to go mechanism and go to the bottom here. Okay, so let's build this. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we're going to use our wonderful handy dandy little guy here. Break that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Just double checking. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't need glass in the back here, because it's going to be all covered up and everything. So what we'll do is bring glass. We'll bring glass up to here. Or the casing. Okay, but we are going to need the corners, or not really corners, but like the edges. And we need more right there. Bring in, nope, not that. There we go, and that's going to be our reactor. Oh, let's give it a top. And that's going to be all the way. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, now I can do the rest in glass after I get rid of this. There we go. And yeah, so now the rest will be in glass. And for that, we can do... and apparently, I'm a little sad because I guess something's wrong. Maybe there's a mod that actually does it, or maybe like the configs are kind of weird, or maybe it's the version of mechanism. But when this thing gets formed, normally it like the texture all connects and everything, but it doesn't do that in here. So that's going to be the entire outside. So now let's put all these away because I want to see the exact number. We're going to need 61. So that means 61 stacks. Wait, and how many? 305? Okay. I had exactly 300. So let's go ahead and make some more. That should be good. So it's going to be 61. So if I do this whole stack, I should be left with 3, right? And this is how you got to build it. You got to build it like a checker. And I think I said I should be left with 4, right? Oh, well. No, 61, right? It was 61. So 61 stacks, because these control rod assemblies go on the top of every single one of these stacks. So I think we're good there. And then we'll go ahead and shrink ourselves because we're going to need to be able to get in here. And what we can do here is at least do this. And let's get nice and shrinky dink. And we're going to... Oh, that's not right. Let's go ahead and get some more casing. Make sure we are, in fact, good with the casing. Thank you. There we go. And let's go... Where's my little hole? Right here. And if we do like that, so that's all the way up. And now we get these little control rod assemblies, and they have to go on top of every single one of these. So we're going to just checker it again. And if I did this correctly, I should have 3 left. Kind of building myself into like a corner. So let's go this way. So I should have 2 left. That one right there, and this one. There we go. So I should have 3 left. Now we're going to get our reactor glass. And it's not going to form yet because we don't have any reactor ports. Okay, so here we go, getting some reactor ports. Actually, I could probably put fissile fuel into an entangloper, and we'll do like the maintenance back here. So let's turn on night vision real quick, and we're gonna put that right there. And now this should form. Why aren't you forming? Oh man. Does it not like the reactor casing? Let me see. I'm gonna need at least 4. Maybe that's why. So if we just put like that. Did I mess something up? I mean, obviously, right? I wonder if I messed up the top and I didn't put, like... Here we go, we're gonna troubleshoot a little bit. Let's dig all this out. Dig all this out. Because we got to be able to see the top and make sure that we do in fact have a good seal on it. So let's run over here, run over all this. Let me see. We're going to break all these till we get to the front. Aha! See? There's one missing right there. So let's break all this again. Okay. Yeah, so there's just that one missing right there. Let's see. So if I do that... Aha! There, now it's a full multi-block. There we go. Turn off night vision. Okay. Now that we have our 13 by 13 by 8, we need to set up a couple things here. Okay. So this needs to be an input, right? We're actually going to separate these by using our quantum entanglopers. We're gonna do like this right here. This looks good. 2, 3, 4. All right, so this has to be our fuel. So this will be an input of fuel. So let's actually get our quantum entanglements again. And I'm going to put that fissile fuel goes in here. Fissile fuel. So last little bit. And we're going to put that it's a chemical. Oh, let's get pressurized tubes. Okay. And this chemical will be inputted from the top. And this guy is going to output its chemical to the front here. And we want to do that. There we go. So we got fissile fuel being made. And uranium hexafluoride. There's a shit ton of uranium hexafluoride. Okay. And then we come over here and we're going to put the fissile fuel. So we're actually going to get signs so that we can label all of our stuff. So actually, we're going to put this a little higher. So this is going to be fuel. Fuel goes here. And we're going to put fissile fuel right here. And we're going to auto-eject it. Chemical output on. So here we have fuel going on in, and we're getting 256 millibuckets a tick is what we're making. Basically, that's what you can see here. So as long as we can keep up on that rate making it, that'll be good, because I want to burn this at least 250. Okay, so we need the fuel. Another thing that we need for this is that we need to input water, and we need to output. So water is going to go in here as a coolant, fuel goes in here, and then we have the heated coolant, which water is going to get heated up and turned into steam, and we're going to put the steam just directly into a freaking trash can here. So this is going to be steam. Steam's going to go, this was what, output coolant, right? Output the coolant into a trash can. And now we need to input water. We need to input water in here, and this will output the waste. All right. So what we're going to do for the water, we're going to need, let me see if it says how much water we're going to need. We're going to need a shit ton of water is what it's going to be. And the method that we're going to use for this water, aluminum, hold on, cover that hole up. All right, so the method that we're going to use for this water is, we did it earlier, or well, I did it kind of off camera, honestly. Also, let me go ahead and build this up. So we have this thing right here. We're making a bunch of singularities, and the way that we're making these singularities is rather interesting. So you can see in a matter condensator, that we're going to condense matter, obviously, right? And we're going to condense it down into a singularity. So now matter is obviously solids, liquids, and gases and stuff like that, but we're going to put water into here. So you can see, sorry, burping. You can see we have a little subnet here, and you can see that it's a subnet due to this quartz fiber. So this quartz fiber, all it's doing is providing power, and it's not an actual thing connected to our system. And what we have here is a subnet of an extended IO water cell, IO port here. We have an IO port, and what it's doing is that it wants to dump whatever is in this cell into the system. So we have hooked up here a storage bus. So what it's saying is this little subnet that I have right here of these 3 items, this storage bus and an IO port, actually just 2 items, honestly. It wants to put water into the system, and the only place to put it is, according to the storage bus, inside this matter condenser. And so because this is an infinite water cell, It's gonna do it incredibly fucking fast because not only is this an IO port with 5 accelerators, it's an extended one, so it does it even faster. And you can see how fast we're making singularities. Like, look at that shit. And we're gonna do this, but with our system, our reactor over there, and we're going to output water using a storage bus. We're gonna output water into the reactor. So what we'll do is we're going to bring some cables over here, which I do in fact have a thing set up somewhere. Right there. There you are. I set up a little wireless guy. So let's get some cables. And really all this is going to be right here is cables to go to, what's it called? It's gonna go all the way to create a subnet. So let's get an IO port, and we're gonna get an extended IO port. Let's put away all this stuff. And let's see if we have a water cell. We do not, so we do need to go buy one, which I hope it's less than $69. Nice, 69. So we go to the echo of the catalyst. So we go, let's go spawn. And we go to this guy, and we say, give me one of your waters. Thank you. Now we go home. And then let's get a quartz fiber. And some acceleration cards. I don't know why I have a memory card here. That memory card needs to go home. Okay. So let's go ahead and create our subnet right here. And we're going to do an IO port. Whoops. Right there. IO port. And we're going to do a storage bus. Can we do like an extended storage bus or mod storage replication? Okay. So we're going to put it right here. Let's put a sign. And this is where water is going to be. We are inputting water here. And we're going to put that we want to, actually, I don't need anything. Okay. So now you can see that there's no water in here, but as soon as I put this in here, there's water. Look at all that water. And there you go. That should keep up. We're going to see here. We're going to change this, make sure that we're keeping up on water, and it looks pretty decent. We might need to add more of these. Looks like it's keeping up on water, and we're keeping up on deleting the steam, because it's just deleting straight into there. So let's keep going. Doing good on water. We're increasing in our fuel, and we should be able to go up to 250 because, oh, no, it's blinking 256. Okay, let's keep going. And you're going to want to be delicate with this. Ooh. Temperature's getting kind of hot. I'm actually increasing the temperature rather aggressively. But it's okay. I think we'll be all right. I'm watching this water tank. 125. And this water's still keeping up. I don't like how much it blinks like that. Let me see if I can get another one of these. I am going to need to go buy another water cell. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn it off real quick. Let's earn some money. I need at least 50 bucks. So what we can do here is turn in... Oh, there you go. We can turn in a whole bunch of these wiring cores. And there you go, $75. Let's go get another one. It was the catalyst. We say, give me another water guy. Let's go home. And then let's go back over here. Piss off egg. Chicken. And we should be able to just set up another one of these. And we're going to put an acceleration card and that. And I think this is connected to that, so it should be all right. So then, if we activate, that looks a little better, maybe. Let's go up to 150. Water's still doing okay. And we're at 150 burn rate. Let's go to 175. The water dips down, but I think it's gonna be okay. Water is going into here. Water. I don't know if 2 is making it better. Let's go 200. Get ready to scram if need be. And, okay. And according to this, right, we should get up to 1.17K. Okay, that's kind of scary. So we should be able to, because it shows that at 1.2 thousand, it'll start to take damage. So that's why we only want 250. So let's go to 225. Get ready to scram if need be. Okay, temperature's doing okay. This is good. And we're definitely going to need... We're going to need to make more fuel. So let's go up to our actual target, which is 250. And it's not showing that it's the amount, because it says that it's supposed to be 1,170,000, but it is not. And this water is doing all right. Our fuel isn't. But 250 is our intended goal. So we should be able to just activate that, turn it off. Okay, that looks safe. So that means we need to increase something here. So we are good on hydrofluoric acid. We need more of these. So let's get chemical oxidizers. We'll get like 2 more. And we're going to give them some upgrades. Let's turn some music back on. And we're doing 2, right? So let's go like that. And let's get the energy upgrades. So we're going to go up, 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 up. And do you take... No. Well, let's get you some mufflin as well. Muggles. Damn muggles. Okay. So now what we should do is get some logistics. We need logistic pipes and pressure pipes, and then a wrench. And we're going to go like this. Input, input, output, output. And we do need to configure. What are you doing? Do we not have... Okay, so we're not making enough yellow cake. We're not making enough of this. So let's get some tier upgrades. I'm gonna get one of those, and one of these. I wish Mechanism made something for the tiers to where I could like make one elite per se. What are you doing? Oh, got all stupid. Where I should be able to make like one that's past like the max amount, which elite isn't. Ultimate is the most, but I can't make ultimate because I don't have this thing. You should be able to make one past this that is like all of them combined, or at least I should be able to combine all 4 of these so that I don't have to like click them all one at a time. Oh, what am I doing? I need... Oh wait, no. Okay, this guy, this guy, and this guy. There you go, that should be enough. So now there should be enough yellow cake in here that goes to all these guys. Not enough resources. Oh, that's right, I don't have power. Ultimate power? Power universal? Which means we need more facades. And let's make sure that we are getting items in here and chemicals out there. And make sure that you're getting items in here and items out there. So now what we should be able to do is just come in here. We're going to put one right there and then facade it. And then one right here and facade it. And there we go. Now we should be getting more uranium oxide. Yep, uranium oxide, uranium oxide, uranium oxide. And this should be filling up. Nice. So then this should be working non-stop. Maybe. Maybe I need more. Because you're flashing. You're still not doing good. How's our uranium or hydrofluoric acid? Hydrofluoric acid is still backed up. It's still good. And so all this is good. Honestly, it's this that's our oh, why aren't you going in there? Hello? Logistics pipes. Please. Hello? I mean, if I need to, I'll put another quantum entangloper. I'll put one right here. And we'll separate this. Okay. And this will be... What did I need this to be? Yellow cake. Okay, I wonder if there's like an actual throughput issue. Items, output, right there. Yeah, I wonder if there's an actual throughput issue with how many items this can like take out. Let me see. 10. I don't know. But we are getting all that now. So is this still flashing 256? It is. I need it to not. I need it to continue. So let's add another one. What are you, an oxidizer? Which means we're going to need more. We're going to need this and this. And no, maybe not one of these. But we are going to need more upgrades. And a muffle upgrade. So this goes right here. Let's get another one of you guys. Let's put in all the upgrades that I want. Let's put in a logistics and a cable. Nope, the cable goes in the back. Cable goes in the back, which means universal cable, facade, aluminum, and then this. And we're going to do input, extract, make sure this is all good. Input. Oops, that was right. Output. Okay. So now you should be getting enough uranium oxide. Also, do you have gas upgrades? No, you don't support it. Okay, now we're making a good amount. I think that should be good. And if we need to, we'll put 2 more. Because now, with 4 of them, we can see that we're still decent? Maybe? I don't know. I can still always put another one. Another factory. Okay, so we have the feel good, and we have the reactor good. It's burning the amount that we want. And the water's good. So now we got to deal with this this waste. And that's probably the scariest part. We don't need reactor glass. We don't need these guys. I guess I could put the smooth tough back in. Yeah, I want to put it like this. No, not that. I want it along the edges. I want it to edge. Yeah, edge my tough. No spiders. No spiders allowed to be edging. I don't want any edging spiders, please. More tough. Oh, that tough doesn't go there. There we go, that looks good. Neat. Then let's cover this hole up. Cover this hole up with some fire. There we go. Okay. Well, shit. Double check on this thing. You're still doing like okay. And then double check some of this stuff. I think we could go with one more, maybe. But, so, here's what we gotta do. We gotta get the nuclear waste. That's the important part. Let's close out all of this. Okay, so, getting the nuclear waste. And this is all to make antimatter. Fucking antimatter, dude. I'm so tired of this. So we gotta get the nuclear waste. And we have to make SPS. We gotta make this stuff. SPS casing, the supercritical phase shifter. Gotta get all this stuff. And these bad boys take polonium and plutonium pellets. And the way you get both of these is from nuclear waste. You just do different things to the nuclear waste to get the two different pellets. So if you look at this nuclear waste right here, putting it through a neutron activator, which is kind of funny because normally in Mechanism you have a solar neutron activator, but here in Stoneblock, there's no sun, so they made a neutron activator. So what we'll do here is a neutron activator is going to turn nuclear waste into polonium with some heat and neutron piles, which the neutron piles are what we made, I think, in the last episode. We have them being made over here. Yeah, right here. So here's my little neutron piles. They're just neutron collectors. And you can see that we have a shit ton of neutrons. We have 9,000. Maybe that's enough, maybe not. But we can always put more watch of flowing times there. So we're going to get nuclear waste, and we're going to put it through a neutron activator to get polonium. And then we can get nuclear waste and put it through an isotopic centrifuge, which is just the machine that we have over there. So we'll get another one, put it through that, and we'll get plutonium. So here's our polonium and plutonium. And then once we put it through a PRC, plutonium and water and fluorite dust, we're going to get a plutonium pellet. And then same thing with polonium. Polonium, water, fluorite, and we get a pellet. But you can see that we get spent nuclear waste from both of these actions. So if we look at fluorite dust in a PRC, here you go. Here's our two guys right here. One of them is being made in the neutron activator. This one's being made in the isotopic centrifuge. But then both chemicals come into a pressurized reaction chamber where we turn them into pellets, and then we get spent nuclear waste. So here's the end product that we need to actually deal with. So these bad boys, you have to put them, the only way to get rid of these is in a radioactive waste barrel where it decays at 1 millibucket per second. So you can get like a whole shit ton of these and get rid of, like a whole bunch of like, say I had 1,000 radioactive waste barrels, I can get rid of a bucket worth of spent nuclear waste in 1 second. And that's pretty much how that works. So we got to get, oh shit. This actually is probably where it ends, because let me see. We need a few good taters. Well, we need, where is, what's it called? Chemical. This. We need to make this. And we can make that with polonium pellets. And polonium is made, oh man, this is where we get stuck. because now we got to make HDPE sheets. You know what? That's fine. Okay, so now we're taking a detour. We did fissile fuel and a mechanism reactor, and now we got to do HDPE, and then we also got to do SPS. So we're transitioning now. This is going to go, this is on the back burner for now. We're not going to deal with this here for a bit while I make the HDPE sheets. And we're going to make the HDPE sheets with the power of Super Factory Manager. And I want to automate these bad boys. We need that, and we also need Tunneled Factory Manager. What the fuck is that? That's weird. But we need this to go in a world engine. And the world engine doesn't need that. So let's put that away. And this is just a normal craft. Where's it at? Where's it at? This thing. So these are normal crafts. Let's make like 1,000 cables. And then we're going to make like 10 of these. You don't really need 1,000. That's just like hella overkill. And we only really need one of these, but we do need a label gun, and we'll need a water tank. And let's get some quantum entanglopers. And what the fuck is it called? Interface. We need interfaces. Sure, make 100. Jesus Christ. So, we're going to make some HDPE sheets right here. HDPE. Okay, so we're going to need an enrichment chamber. Let's grab one of those. And we're going to go backwards. We're going to go backwards and put it right to left. So we need to make... So now... Alright, we need to enrich HDPE pellets to make sheets. And in order to make HDPE pellets, we need a PRC, which... I think we need like a couple of these. Let's just make like 10. I love the power of Applied Logistics auto crafting, and you just say, I want a ridiculous number of this thing. So, we're going to do a PRC, but you can see that we need to make substrate, liquid ethene, and oxygen. So, we have oxygen right here. We have a shit ton of oxygen being made right here. So what we're going to do in the back here, actually we'll do it right here. We're going to put a quantum entangloper, and it's going to be set to oxygen. Turn everything off, and it's going to be chemicals output like this. So oxygen's going to be right here. And then, so that takes care of that. So let's look at liquid ethene, which liquid ethene is going to be condensated from a gaseous form, which ethene, they're the same thing, ethanol, is a gas, and you're going to condense the gas into a liquid. So now we need a rotary condensator. Go ahead and make 10 of those motherfuckers. Oh my god, I don't know how to make those. Now I do. Make 10 of those. Oh my god, it wants to be stupid. Just give me one, I guess. I'll fix that later. Right there. And what we're going to do is turn all of this off for now. Everything is going to be turned off. Even this thing. Okay. So that's going to turn our liquid ethanol into... Or no, it's going to turn our gaseous ethanol into liquid. And so then how do we get the gaseous ethanol? And we get that from a PRC again. So let's get another PRC. And we're going to put you right here. And this one, So how we make this one is we're going to get water and hydrogen and some biofuel, and it's going to make substrate, which is good because we needed the substrate in order to make the HDPE pellet. So this one is going to be water. So now let's go ahead and bring in water into the equation. We're going to bring it in just like that. So there's our water. And actually, we're going to put the water underneath because this water is a little different. This water, if you, whoops, here, let me put it into my hand so we can read it. The water here is, you have to have 2 adjacent water sources. So we're going to put that right there, and we're going to get water, and you'll see that that turned a different color. So now we see that that is being a good water, but we'll break that so that we can see it. So now water is going to go into here once I tell it. And then we need to get biofuel. And in order to get biofuel, we have to crush something. So let's go ahead and get a crusher. And it'll go right here. And let's turn all this off. And what this will be crushing is carrots. Wait a fucking minute. No, apples. We're going to crush apples because we have an infinite number of apples. So because these two things are right next to each other, we don't need to worry. Well, actually, so now what we got to do is get an interface. And we're going to hook it up to our applied energistics. So let's get the interface right here. Interface goes there. Also, I think we want to make a bigger interface. And there's the oversized interface. Extended interface? Oversized. What is this one? It's the same number of slots as an extended, but it can hold 16. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and make the oversized one. It's going to be made in here. Wait, what was that? A crystal assembler? I think we have 3 crystal assemblers, so we're going to do that. Then we need to make these. So an ingredient buffer. That's easy. That just goes over here. And we need extended... Wait, no. Can we change that recipe? Yes. So instead, it's going to be an extended interface. It's going to be like this. Extended interface, please. Extended interface. There we go. So now we need to know how to make an extended interface, which is going to be like this. And we know how to make those. So now we go to our crystal assembler. Crystal assembler. Right here. Here they are. So we give each one of the patterns. Like that. And now we should be able to make this thing. So we'll make 10 of them. Ah, whoops. The fuck? Motherfucker. Don't touch me. And then we gotta do... I forgot to put this weird little guy in there. Okay, so let's make like 10 of you. And all we really need is 1. Okay, so that's gonna go there. And this guy can go right here. So now we need, from Super Factory Manager, we need to make these little discs. We need to make this thing, which we have all these dies, all this stuff. Okay. Let's make like 100 discs because I like overdoing it. All right. And I actually want to see this. Can I put you in a way that I see you? No, that's fine. All right, so what we're going to do here, you need an induction card. So we're going to provide power to all these machines. Let's go ahead and put hold on. We need this, and we need to put that we want power to be right here, and we want like 1 billion of it. $900K? Sure. So what we'll do, our first line of text, how we work these bad boys, first of all, is we're going to say off numbers, and we're going to say every tick do. So the only reason that we can do every tick, normally every other operation only works off of a 20 tick operation, but power is your exception. So we're going to input FE from interface and output FE to machine. End. So now I've labeled, we have words called interface and machine, and so now it needs to know what the fuck is an interface and what the fuck is a machine. So we're going to shift right click this, and then you can see, oh, that's not what I want. So now we can see, oh, I don't want seeds. Why do we have seeds? Seeds shouldn't be a thing. Whatever. So we're going to label all these things. They're all going to be called machines. And then we're going to call this thing an interface. So now Superfactory Manager knows that we're going to input power from the interface and output power to all the machines. So now if I right-click this guy, I'm going to push all the labels into it, meaning this is what I'm talking about. So now we should get power into these bad boys immediately. Oh, that's right. Downside. Side. East side. There you go. So, can we do downside or upside, east side, north side? Sure. We're just going to go north side. North side. And the mechanism is kind of weird, and they require a side for you to like tell it to go to. So you can kind of see maybe there's something with mechanism or like something that talks about sides, slots and sides. So you can say bottom side, top side, stuff like that. So we're actually going to do bottom side. All power is being inserted into the bottom side, and you can see that power is going in there. So what we now want to do for this guy, this one's going to be really easy. We're going to stock apples in here. So we're going to stock apples. We're going to say that we want like a bunch of apples. And we're going to say that we want to... items are going to come into the bottom. So now we say every 20 ticks do. We're going to, again, input items, apple, I believe it's called, from interface, and we're going to output to crusher. And let me see what the tag is. Shift T, no, F3T. I forgot. Output item should just be called apple, right? How do you do show tooltips again? Let me see. Minecraft show tooltip. F3H maybe. F3H. F3H. Tooltip shown. There we go. So we want you, you're called Minecraft Apple. So let's see if we can do this. Minecraft Apple. Input item from interface. Oh, my bad. Item apple to crusher bottom side. My bad. I'm always forgetting that. So now apple should go in here. Minecraft apple. So what if we do Minecraft underscore apple. Is that what you like? What the fuck is your tag? Input item from interface. That should work. Oh, I don't have it labeled. I don't have frickin'... Hold on, let's try this again. We're just gonna go apple from interface. I don't have the interface. It's not labeled. Oh, it fucking is. Interface is right there. Input item apple from interface. Output item. Does it need to be called items? I forgot what this is called. Furnace manager. So you should be getting inputs from the bottom. Edit. Input item apple from interface. Output item to crusher. Oh, you're not labeled crusher. There we go. Stupid. Make sure. So there we go. So now we have apples going in there. What we're going to do is output the apples directly into the PRC so that we get biofuel. And then in this, I think in this one we're making ethanol, right? Yeah, so the biofuel goes in there. So now we're going to do water. And we're going to do forget. And we're also going to input fluid from water and output fluid to PRC ethanol. Ethylene. Ethylene. Is that how you spell it? Ethene. Okay, we're going to go ethene. But now we come over here and we're going to see what's water. We're going to say that's water. And we're going to see what's the PRC ethene. That's the PRC ethene. So then we right click that. And then, oh, it needs to be told bottom side. Bottom side. And then we also need to tell this that we're accepting fluids from the bottom. And there we go. Now we're getting water. So that takes care of that. Now we're almost there to ethene. So now we need hydrogen. And we are making hydrogen somewhere in my base. We're making hydrogen, so we're going to do that. And we're going to put that the chemicals are also inputting into here. So we'll do another forget, and we'll do input gas hydrogen from interface and output gas hydrogen to PRC ethene bottom side. Does that work? It does. Look at that. Too good, baby. Now we're going to get substrate and ethene. So now what we do with that substrate and ethene, the ethene needs to get turned into a liquid. So we need to condense the gas into a liquid. So we're going to grab the gas and input it, and it'll turn it into gas. And let's go ahead and put the gas. We're going to output it in the bottom, and we're also going to output the items down as well. So then we're going to do input, item, substrate. No, just item. Input the item from the PRC ethene bottom side. Output item to interface. Output item. So then that substrate should now go into here. So let's go ahead and put that we want to see a whole bunch of substrate in here. So let's get the substrate now into here. So we're going to put that the items are going to input in We're going to go input item substrate from the interface, and we're going to output the item substrate to PRC HDPE underscore palette bottom side. We're going to put it into the bottom side. So there should be this guy in here. Let's see, item input. Oh, we need to label you. You're going to be called that thing. Goes into there. So then substrate should go into there. Nice. So we're moving all the substrate out. And the ethene goes in here. So let's get the liquid ethene out of there and put it into here. So let's make sure that this thing is in fact outputting its fluids to the bottom. Okay, let's keep going. Go forget. Input fluid from rotary condensator. Condensator bottom side. Who's touching me? Son of a bitch. Where'd that guy come from? Oh, in here? Oh look, a whole bunch of you. Let's not have you do that. So we're just gonna go like this. Don't touch me. I was doing something. So now we're going to... Aww. Okay. Forget that line. Ah, fuck. Shit. Okay, let's try this again. Input fluid from RC, and we're going to output it to the interface, and we're gonna pull it out of the bottom side. Right? Let's try it again. Pull out the fluid. Oh, that's right. We have to label you. We're going to label you as the RC, rotary condensator. Whoops. RC and machine. I have to label you as machine so you get power. So now it's taking the liquid ethene and it's putting it into here. So let's get the liquid ethene, and we want a whole bunch of liquid ethene to go right there. Then what we'll do is now put the liquid ethene into this PRC, right? Because now we're doing this. And we also need to store oxygen. No, this was oxygen. Okay. We're almost there. We're going to input fluid ethene. Maybe it's called liquid ethene, but we'll figure that out. From the interface, and we want to output it to the PRC HDPE palette bottom side. What is liquid ethene called? It's just called ethene, but it's yeah. Okay. So then we want to make sure that the fluids are inputting here. Okay, got that good. Let's go ahead and grab oxygen now. We now need to grab the... Whoops, too many things. Pressing too many buttons. Forget that line. Input gas oxygen from the interface, and we want to output gas oxygen to this long list of things that I labeled it bottom side. No, not from the interface. It's going to be from quantum entangloper, quantum QE, quantum entangloper. And it's going to be quantum entangloper east side, I believe it's called. Yeah, quantum entangloper east side. So first, let's make sure that the chemicals are going to get inputted, and this is outputting the chemicals on that side. So now we have to come over here and we have to label you as the QE. Let's see if that worked. It did. There we go. And there's our HDPE pellet. And we're just going to do that. We want the HDPE pellet to output to the right side as long as this input's here. Right? Oh, auto output. Oh, here we go. And then let's output. We're going to output from the enrichment chamber and put it, forget, input item from enrich chamber. And we're going to output the item to the interface. But from the enrichment chamber, it's going to be from the bottom side. And then we need to now label what this guy is. And he's a enriched chamber. And there we go. Oh my god. Now we have HDPE sheets. So, all of that's taken care of. Let's go ahead and get some upgrades. Mechanism upgrade. We're gonna go, you get some, you get some, you get some, you get some, and you get it as well. Now we need energy upgrades. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7. And there we go. So then we get some tier upgrades as well. We'll get 2 of them because I have a enrichment chamber and I have a crusher. So we'll go ahead and enrich or tier up both of those. And that's our that's our HDPE pellets. Or HDPE sheets actually. Oops. I preemptively clicked you. Oops. Okay. That goes like that. That goes like that. And this goes like this. So then you're going to go right there. And you're going to go split you up. And there we go. That's all of it. So we don't need that thing. And then we can cover all this up. And that will just make us HDPE pellets forever. So or HDPE sheets forever. So what we should do is we're going to make sure to have, I'm pretty sure I have gas storage. I need to have ethene and liquid ethene. So let's get another chemical storage. And in this chemical storage, we're going to put overflow destruction, and we're also going to put equal distribution or some shit like that. Okay, equal distribution, overflow, and we want ethene to go in here. And I believe we have oxygen. What? I think we have hydrogen in there. Okay. So these need to go in here, just like that. So ethene can end up in there, and then we also have we will do equal distribution or overflow, and liquid ethene can go in here. And this needs to be labeled. We'll label this mech fluids. Mechanism fluids. And then I don't have an equal distribution. So now we have JDT fluids, we have mechanism fluids, we have different chemicals in here. So I think we should be good. Oh, and then you know what? Let's go ahead and get some bulk item storages. We'll make like 5 of them. And one of them's going to be HDPE sheets. Just so that we can have a whole bunch in there. And then we come over here and we say that we want all the contents in there. There we go. Nope, wrong way. Alright, so this little mechanism, this little machine I got going on here is making me HDPE sheets. Let's clean up my inventory. We're not getting as far as I was hoping today, but we still are kind of progressing a lot. HDPE. Okay. Whew. So, we took care of all of that. We do need this thing. So we need polonium. Oh, that's why I needed freaking HDPE sheets. Because I need to make... somewhere. Come on, baby. Are you it? Yes, this thing. So I need to make the neutron guy. I need to make the neutron activator. And the neutron activator takes bronze. Okay. Why does it take bronze? Oh, bronze. Okay. And this is why we needed to make the HDPE sheets, because the neutron activator block requires it. So, how are we bronzing? What do we bronze? You know what? I guess we can do this. It's not... it shouldn't take too long, right? Let's go ahead and do this, and we're going to put in our little alloyer dude that we make bronze. So now we should be able to make like 5 of these, right? And this bad boy is going to make the bronze sheets, which made it relatively fast. Okay, so that means that all of this went into the world engine, and it's just taking this long to craft, right? I mean, it shouldn't, because... Available... That doesn't make sense. This doesn't look right. What do we got going on here? Neutron activator. Where's the world engine? This thing. What is this recipe that I got going on here? Yeah, I have these. I have those. We have the bronze plates. So why is this not... I have the sheets. Let's go down to the world engine and see what kind of nonsense. Oh, what the fuck? Let's try that again. Okay, you're doing weird shit. Why are you not heating up? Go up to like 5,000 or something. And just heat up real good. So if we try this again. There we go. That's more like it. I think it was because the last time I tried to make it, I told it to go in there and it like did it weird. Okay, so now we gotta do this multi-block structure that we got going on here. So it's gonna be like a 3x3, I believe. So we can do 1, 2, 3. I think it's like a 3x3x4. And I think you can click on this. And there's something that you can click on. That it'll show. Let me see. Let's go to this thing here. How do you want to be built? Is there a way? I think there is, right? I believe... Oh, there it is. I don't know what I pressed, but this is what it looks like. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I think it wants... It wants these blocks. Oh, that's not what I wanted there. It wants these blocks here. Then we're gonna do nothing goes down here, so we can put a piece of cobblestone, and then we're gonna do another ring. No, not another ring. Glass goes here, and I think glass goes back here as well. But before we do that, we're gonna put this guy here, like this, and then this guy, and then this little dude goes here. This one on top. There we go. And then for the last 9, that doesn't make sense. Okay. Oh, a piece goes there. I was like, why am I missing? And then that goes here. And there we go. So that's what we got to build. So let's make a couple more of these. We're gonna make we have a billion of those. Okay, got this stuff. Let's put all this away, and we need, what is it? Whisper glass. Whisper glass. We got some whisper glass. We're gonna get some more stuff from Oratech. The fuck is it called? This thing. And we need void empowered, powered void. Powered. There it is. So let's go ahead and we're gonna put this thing right here. Okay, that looks right. So now if I remember, it wants, oh, that's right. What the fuck are these called? Carbon plating. Let's make like 100 of them, I guess. And we don't need the quantum entanglements. So here we're gonna do, oh, we're gonna need a block in the center. So let's do this, a block in the center. Then we're gonna do 3 up. And this guy. And we're gonna do, nope. Glass, 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 glass. This goes here. This guy goes there, here, and then the void block. And then we're going to do this and more glass. Beautiful. Okay, let's do one more. Like this. Yeah, the SBS can go right in here, I believe. That should be okay. Or we could just put it like in the center of the room. Maybe. We'll figure it out. It'll go somewhere. Okay, let's try this again. Empty block in the middle. We're gonna go like this, and then right here, void thingy there. This goes here. This goes on top. Okay, then we wrap this bitch up and put these little guys. And I believe that's it. And that should be enough. That should be enough neutron activators. We don't need power, but instead what we do need is heat. So we're going to get resistive heaters. Heater. We're going to get like a bunch of them. No, stupid ass world engine crafts. Okay. What can we take out? We don't need... Pretty sure we don't need these. So let's do this. Also, let's get some muffle upgrades for you and you. We don't need this, so we toss that. And we wanted resistive heaters. Oh, my wife scared me. And some gates. And we're gonna put some, what the fuck is it called? Heat cable ultimate. I know they're called ultimate thermo, whatever the fucks. And we're gonna put, we could just put the thermo heaters here. I think we'll put the thermal heaters here. We'll put it underneath because I have a plan. Resistive heater, which means it needs power. And we're going to power this, heat it up. Okay. Let's see. So I want you 2000. It might be too much, but it's fine. Make sure that you guys have power. Power. Cable, cable. Cable, cable. We're going to go 2000 again. And 2000. So these should be heating up real good. And they require... Oh, we need it to make tritium. So it should be at least 420 giggity. And that should be good. There we go. And we will run the pressure tubes kind of in the front like this. Or actually, we're going to go to the left. It'll be... Oh, shit. That means that we probably want to move this, huh? So we'll move this over here. Put resistive heater like this. I'm going to put this back up to 2000 for no apparent reason. Because we want it to be left and right. So that's still 2000. Good, good, good. Let's move all this stuff over to the side. 2000. Yeah. Because what we want to do is get the pipes coming up to the side here. Like that. Like that. Looks good, that looks good. And then pipes to the side. Nice. Hit him with the nice. Oh, wait. Pipe doesn't go there. Okay. So then... That looks good for that, and we'll have to deal with the... Okay, so now we gotta get the nuclear waste and bring it on over here, and all of this will make us... Oh, that's real fucking hot. I'm also gonna need to get the neutron piles into here. To get the polonium. And then... Shit, I still need to get the... No, not petroleum. God damn it, so many fucking words. Need to get the polonium, the plutonium. So this is how we're going to get the polonium, through these neutron activators, and then we get the plutonium through an isotopic centrifuge. So now we have this guy, which... I really do think that we're going to end up putting the supercritical phase shifter in the middle, which wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, we could put it like in the ceiling, halfway in the ceiling. It's going to be 7 tiles. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops, I broke that. So it'll be like in the center here, and we can have it kind of hanging down because we're going to end up putting like a lot of machines along the side here. And I don't think that the SPS will fit here once we get all the machines that we need. Plus, I do want to get, like, yeah, we can have the SPS coming halfway out of here, and I also want to get Draconic Evolution kind of in the center here. Alright, what else do we need? I think... SPS... God damn it, dude. This is just so much to take care of. I think that might be good for now, and we'll have to unfortunately end up into the next episode while I figure out a couple other things, because I'm gonna have to set up the yeah, in between episodes, I'll set up doing the plutonium and the polonium and stuff, and getting it into the PRCs so that we can get some pellets, and then we'll also have to put somewhere to put all the spent nuclear waste. Nope, nuclear barrel. Nope, waste barrels. There we go. We're gonna have to put all these guys somewhere. We'll spam them all over the place. We can probably even put them like in the wall back here, and we can like put it up as like a display. We'll put like glass and put these bad boys in there, so that we're getting rid of all this wonderful waste. Yeah. So if you guys did make it to this far of the episode, I would appreciate maybe even a like, a subscribe, whatever might you feel. Get out of here, all you little critters. Let's put some aluminum wall. Cover that hole up with some fucking fire. Get back. There you go. If you guys are following along, and if you want to join the server, as you've seen a bunch of people on the server at different times, you can be one of those people. You can join the server. I have a Discord, and you just gotta find the Discord. There'll be a link to the description, or link in the description below to the Discord, and you'll be able to join that, and we can get you whitelisted and everything, and get you on here so you can be playing some Stoneblock, and you can join in on this long, grueling freaking thing to making black holes and antimatter and singularities and other nonsense. Boop. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and hope to see you guys in the next one. And until then, stay stringy.